What if the lunch you eat every day was never really your choice? A sandwich on the run, a plastic container, something fast between two tasks. You call it a break. But someone decided a long time ago that lunch should be cheap and convenient, not nourishing. There was another kind of lunch. Real food that real people ate at the hardest hour of the day. Under the sun, in the harvest, on the road, in the war. The shepherds of the Judean hills, the reapers in Boaz's fields, the fishermen of Galilee. And modern science is now confirming those choices, one compound at a time. Here are 14 lunches from the biblical and ancient world. Stay to the end. Number 9 is the only food on this list with an officially approved health claim. And number 13 was dismissed as a weed. Yet, it's the richest leafy source of omega-3 on Earth. Subscribe if you want a new deep dive every week, where ancient practice meets modern biochemistry. Number 1. Chickpeas with sesame paste, garlic, and lemon. In 2 Samuel 17, beans, lentils, and roasted grain are listed as a soldier's field ration. Chickpeas pack slow protein, soluble fiber, and resistant starch, and that resistant starch feeds the gut bacteria that make butyrate. Pulse trials show it lowers LDL, the bad cholesterol, with no medication at all. A steady charge that keeps you level till evening. Number 2. Jacob's lentil stew with onion and cumin. Genesis 25, the meal Esau traded his birthright for. Cooked lentils are dense, slow protein and fiber with a very low blood sugar response, and regular legume eating is tied to lower cardiovascular risk. Dismissed as poor man's food, yet it outperforms most modern superfoods. Number 3. Broiled Galilee fish with hyssop and lemon. John 21 and Luke 24, fish cooking on the shore. Oily fish is almost the only rich source of EPA and DHA omega-3s, which lower triglycerides and build the resolvins that actively shut down inflammation, plus selenium, iodine, and vitamin D. A precise medicine disguised as a fisherman's meal. Number 4. Barley bread dipped in vinegar with roasted grain. Ruth chapter 2, Boaz's field lunch. Dip your morsel in the vinegar. Acetic acid blunts the post-meal sugar spike by tens of percent. Barley's beta-glucan and roasted grains' resistant starch flatten it even further. A built-in brake on blood sugar, 3,000 years before the word glycemic. Number 5. Bitter herbs with olive oil. Exodus 12, the Passover maror. Chicory, endive, dandelion. The bitterness triggers bile to digest fat, and their inulin is one of the most reliable prebiotics in all of nutrition science, feeding your good bacteria. A quiet command telling your digestion to wake up before the main meal. Number 6. Leeks, onions, and garlic braised in olive oil. Numbers 11. The flavors Israel missed from Egypt. Alliums concentrate sulfur compounds. Garlic's allicin drops systolic blood pressure by several points in clinical trials, and their fructans feed your microbiome, a whole cardiovascular pharmacy that no single pill can hold. Number 7. Quail roasted with herbs. Exodus 16 and Numbers 11, the meat that fell on the camp. Dense, complete protein delivers the strongest fullness and the highest calorie burn to digest of any macronutrient, plus B12, zinc, and carnosine, which slows tissue aging. Protein at noon is an anchor for muscle and focus. If you're finding value in this, hit like and subscribe. It helps this channel keep going, and new videos come out every week. Number 8. Cucumbers and melon with mint. Numbers 11 again. Almost all water, but water bound to potassium, silica, and flavonoids, absorbed more slowly and held longer than a plain glass. Potassium counters sodium on blood pressure. Mint eases digestion in the heat. Not dessert, a survival strategy under the sun. Number 9. Olives, goat cheese, and bread. The olive is central to the 7 species of Deuteronomy 8. Its hydroxytyrosol is so protective that European regulators officially approved the claim that olive oil polyphenols shield your blood lipids from oxidation at about 5 milligrams a day. Goat cheese adds vitamin K2, steering calcium into bone. That's number 9. An ordinary food with a proven health claim. Number 10. Fig and raisin cakes with roasted grain. 1 Samuel 25. Abigail's provisions that cooled David's wrath. Dried figs are loaded with calcium, fiber, and polyphenols that slow their own sugars. Raisins behave gently in studies when they replace candy. An ancient energy bar, assembled by nature, not a factory. Number 11. Roast lamb with bitter herbs and unleavened bread. Exodus 12. The Passover meal, spelled out down to the method. Lamb delivers heme iron, B12, and zinc. The bitter herbs beside it aren't decoration. Their compounds trigger bile to digest the fat, and the green's vitamin C boosts iron absorption. The strength is in the pairing and the moderation, not the quantity of meat. Number 12. Honeycomb with a handful of roasted grain. 1 Samuel 14. Jonathan tastes wild honey and his eyes brightened. Raw honey isn't just sugar. Flavonoids, enzymes, prebiotic oligosaccharides, and a gentler glycemic curve than refined sugar. Paired with grain, it releases as a steady wave, not a flash and a crash. Number 13. Purslane and wild greens with olive oil. Job 30 and 2 Kings 4. The greens of the poor, gathered from the field. Purslane is the richest known leafy source of plant omega-3, plus betalains, magnesium, and even melatonin. Food of necessity that turned out to be one of the densest superfoods on Earth. That's number 13. Number 14. Bulgur with parsley, mint, lemon, and pomegranate. The ancestor of tabbouleh, echoing the 7 species of Deuteronomy 8. Parboiling lowers the wheat's glycemic load. Parsley is a top source of vitamin K and folate, plus anti-inflammatory apigenin. Pomegranate's punicalagins convert into urolithin for cellular renewal. The final chord, where the greens stop being garnish and become the medicine. 14 lunches. Thousands of years of knowledge, tested not in a lab, but in the field, on the road, and in the war, where a mistaken food meant weakness or death. The ancients never knew the words resistant starch or omega-3, but they knew this grain, this herb, this oil, and this fish returned strength at the hardest hour of the day. Then came an age that decided fast and cheap beat proven and alive, and turned lunch into a fuel stop. Science is only now bringing us back. Tell me in the comments, which of the 14 surprised you most? And which one would you actually put together this week? And if you're not subscribed yet, now's the time. Every week, a new journey into where ancient wisdom and modern science meet.